If you've been following along with the series, then you have seen me create all measures of central tendency and variability using Microsoft Excel. Now, I'm going to show you how to create those same measures of central tendency and variability, and a few more, using JASP. And I think you're going to find it's a lot easier to do these techniques using JASP. Let's get started. For this example, I am using the Dog Toys dataset on tab 1 of Center and Spread Week 5 Excel spreadsheet. This spreadsheet is available both in our course and in a link in the description for this video. If you've been working along with me in this series, you may already have a copy of Dog Toys saved in JASP format on your desktop. But if not, let me walk through the steps to show you how to get this data set into JASP. If you already have the data set, feel free to jump ahead and we'll go right into the analysis. To get these data points into JASP, we have a problem. JASP does not open Excel files. So what we're going to need to do is export. Go to File, Save As, and change this Excel workbook setting to comma delimited.csv. I'm going to call this Dog Toys. And I'm going to change its location from video to the desktop. I'm going to click Save. It's going to give me a quick little warning. Just ignore that. Click OK. And now the data have been saved. So I'm going to minimize this. All right, great. There's my Dog Toys data set in a CSV form on the desktop. Now I need to open this in JASP. Of course, you are going to need to have JASP already open on your computer. So use whatever technique you typically use to open an application on your computer. I happen to have JASP in the dock on my Macintosh, so that's how I'm going to open it. I'm going to go to the dock, and there's JASP. Click on it. It opens up. Now, to open any CSV file, I'm going to go to the main menu option, Open, Computer, Desktop. Now click. And there's my Dog Toys CSV dataset. Click once on it and open. And there's my dataset. Now I'm ready to start with my analysis. If you already had the dataset on your desktop and you skipped ahead, you are now in the right place. Let's go ahead and get started. To do descriptive statistics in JASP, we will use the Descriptives button. Click, and it opens up the Descriptives tab. Now for this example, I want you to see how JASP handles data. So I'm going to use variables that are at the nominal, ordinal, and scale level. The first variable that I'm going to move into the variables box is this days to fail variable. I can click on the variable name and this arrow to move it in. The second variable is going to be an ordinal variable, although JASP has it listed as a text variable, which is correct as well. It's dog size, small, medium, and large. I'm going to drag and drop that right there. And the third variable is a true nominal variable. It's going to be favorite, and again, I'll just click that in. So now I have scale, ordinal, and nominal variables. You're going to see the descriptive statistics appearing in the progressive disclosure descriptive statistics box over here in the results window. When I use JASP, many times I like to use this transpose descriptives table. It seems to clean it up a little bit and remove some of the vertical height. As I get going, we'll see how well that works for this particular example. For any of the descriptive statistics, we're going to use the Statistics Twirl Down menu. I open it up, and we're going to see some familiar sights here. The measures of central tendency that I taught you earlier were the mean, the median, and the mode. By clicking on these boxes, I get the mean, median, and mode appearing in my descriptive statistics box, except they're only for days to fail, which is my scale level variable. JASP knows to ignore the text-based nominal and ordinal variable, so I'm not getting mean and median and mode for those variables. For my measures of percentiles, I can choose quartiles and percentiles. Now I'm starting to see the limitations of using this transpose table. Well, no problem. I can fix that. Just unclick Transpose Descriptive Tables, and now all of these values are going to appear in a column. It's a little easier to see for this example. Let's get some measures of dispersion. For instance, we learned how to create a variance and a standard deviation, which is selected by default here in JASP. We also learned about the coefficient of variation, which is the percent of variation. We can see that the coefficient is a 467, or roughly 47% variability. We also learned about the range and the interquartile range, both very easy to get by clicking on these boxes. Another form of descriptive statistics that we're going to need later on will be the skewness and the kurtosis for this variable. Now notice it's all coming in just for the scale level variable. Haven't gotten anything yet for the dog size or the favorites. But I could create some other tables or plots for my ordinal and nominal variables. I'll find those under basic plots. I can create the distribution plots for all three types of variables. And because I have nominal and ordinal, I can also create frequency tables down here in the tables menu. Notice these frequency tables come in just for the nominal and ordinal. They don't come in for the scale level variable. Move that down. All right, what are other plots that we could create? Now remember, it's okay to play around in JASP and click on different options and just see what happens. So for instance, I can click on correlation plots. I'm not really expecting much to happen, but as I scroll down, it's correlating the counts for dog size and favorite toy along with days to fail. That may not be particularly useful, just depends on the data set that you're using. But if you decide you don't want it, you can just unclick those correlation plots and they go away. There's certain plots that work better for either scale level or categorical variables. Categorical variables are the only ones for which we can create pie charts. Although, as I've told you many times before, I don't recommend using pie charts, especially when you have access to a bar chart. I'm going to unclick those. Let's see, categorical plots. The Pareto plot will reorganize the simple bar chart into a bar chart in descending order. And if I can't see it well enough, I'll just grab this, drag it over. It'll get redrawn. Now I have a much better, cleaner Pareto chart. My scale level variables might benefit from other types of plots, such as the box plot, which appears right here. I could also use a stem and leaf plot, which is available down here at the bottom. But before we wrap up, let me show you just one other example. Now this box plot, you see, is only for days to fail. It's the only scale variable that we have in this data set. But I could, if I wanted, I could split that box plot into threes. I go back to my descriptive statistics box where I just have the names of the variables. I can take dog breed and move that into the split box. Now what's going to happen is all of the tables and graphs are going to be redrawn. Let's find those box plots. Where did they go? There they are, right there. Now the box plots have been split by a categorical variable. So I'm getting the values of days to fail, my scale level or continuous variable, split out by the three breeds of dogs, which is a categorical variable. As you can see, it's much easier to create this kind of output using JASP rather than Excel, but it's great to know both of these programs because they are so useful in their own specific ways. But now you know how to create some descriptive statistics and basic plots for all kinds of variables using JASP.